What is afoot, what is at stake, and what might happen over the course of the next year. I say the next year, and you probably get a little weary since you thought the campaign has already been on for a year, and indeed it has.
The reason why the campaign is longer is so many states have moved their primaries up early in the year, like Florida did. So by all realistic estimates, this election, this primary election will be over in February.
I think the real answer to this thing is to go to a national primary. To hold that national primary in March, which cuts down the campaign season, gives everybody an equal voice, an equal chance. And I think the primary system as we have it right now is broken.
I like it because I think it puts the candidates in their way. Now, do we give it too much attention? Probably. That's what we do in the media. Whatever the thing of the week is, the thing of the day, we're going to be all over that, and that's the most important thing until tomorrow. But I kind of like it that it's at that retail level, and that some of that goes on, because otherwise it would get lost in huge primaries in a national election.
When you look at the primaries in Iowa and New Hampshire, you can't find two states who are more unlike the rest of the country, and especially Florida. Unless you're Lily White, you're not going to vote because you're not there in those two states. It's crazy. Why should they drive this primary process when they have nothing really to do with it?
We're going to know on February the 5th who the two parties' nominees are, and get ready for a 9-month general election campaign. Again, that's great news if you're a political junkie and like the current thrust of politics. But for the average voter, I think election day in November, people are going to be tuned out.
It's interesting that you would have so many people and the candidates going back to Iowa, going back to Iowa, going back to Iowa, and said, how many bills of hay can you sit on? And if you look at the demographic makeup of Iowa and compare it to California or New York or Florida, I would suggest to you that Florida's melting pot is more reflective of the total makeup of the United States than the state of Iowa.
If you ask what has Washington done about any of those big issues in the last few years, the answer people see is not very much. And they are really looking in hope of finding a president who can somehow break the stalemate and begin to see the country move ahead on these problems.
Party rules and front-loading is one major change, and that change has probably hurt the parties, and it may have in the short run promoted greater turnout, which makes it more democratic, but it may have improved the representational character of the nominees, but it hasn't done much else.
I personally wouldn't mind seeing a hybrid system, that you can only elect 50% of your delegates before the convention, and then the rest of them are unpledged there, and so the convention becomes important.